Would Obama have blown off the Chinese president like he did Benjamin Netanyahu, you know, for a pickup game or whatever he left for? Sometimes actions speak louder than words, and in this case, and in every case with the president, words don't even need to be spoken because his actions say it all. But before we rush into this whole Arab Spring thing, which, don't get me wrong, Arab Spring is like Irish Spring, except a little more musky. I'm telling you, somebody should start selling that. Before we rush into this whole Arab Spring thing that does sound good, we should do a little history, you know? History and right and wrong. I want to do a little test here. We're going to play a game, okay? A chalkboard game. You tell me, I'm going to give you a phrase, and you tell me who said it. Was it A, a radical Muslim cleric currently living today and part of this Arab Spring, or Adolf Hitler, the guy we all hate and think was a monster? You tell me. The Jews are the most miserly of all people and the most protective of their lives, yet they devote their lives to their money, to their cause. I would say, they say, Hitler? Oh, yes, miserly Jews. No, part of the Arab Spring. Okay, how about this one? Never has a state been founded on peaceful economic means, but always exclusively by the instincts and preservation of the species, regardless whether these are found in the province of heroic virtue or the cunning craftiness. The one results in Aryan states based on work and culture, the other in Jewish colonies of parasites. Well, he says Aryan, which is Persian or Farsi for Iran. But I'm going to go with Hitler. Yeah, I got one. Let's hear that. I'd like to say the only thing I hope for is that as my life approaches its end, I have an opportunity to shoot the enemies, the Jews. That's a trick one, because you've seen him say that. Yes, Mr. Arab Spring himself. Kill the Jewish Zionists, every last one of them. This Jewish contamination will not subside. This poisoning of the nation will not end. Not until the carrier himself, the Jew, has been banished from our midst. Could be either of them, couldn't it? Oh my gosh, I really thought it was Hitler. Wrong again. There's no place for you among us, and you have no future among the nations of the world. You are headed towards annihilation. Hitler, right? No, just a crazy leader of Hamas, which is nothing for you to worry about. They are not anything for you to worry about. Nothing. Nope. Don't worry. It's an Arab Spring. There's going to be freedom. There's going to be economic growth. It's going to be great for all of us. Probably not so great for the Jews, but let me show you this. Those boards over there, that was Hitler's rhetoric before the mass graves started. The clerics today are no better. I think some of them are worse. And Hitler was the biggest monster of all time. Now let's take a look at another kind of rhetoric today, shall we? This last part that I just showed you Hitler and those who are part of this Arab Spring are one and the same. It is the same old hatred. Wait until you see next week when we show you more of this. But I want to show you today, present day. I want to show you present day America, because there's a second part of this. There's the second part of this argument. That's just the ugly rhetoric, get the Jews. But there's a second part, and that second part is always compassion. Sure, you could be an evil monster, but if you're an evil monster, then everyone will know. No, you can't do that. You have to be a compassionate evil monster. So you can kill a bunch of people before anybody says, hey, wait a minute, I think he's killing a bunch of people. The compassion argument. That's a very important part. It was in Germany. Hitler started the T4 euthanasia program for the physically or mentally disabled, the emotionally distraught, the elderly people. We're just doing what they coined mercy killings out of compassion. Oh, gee, Mr. Angry Hitler, is it really about compassion? I'm going to give you the compassion argument. And remember this, First they came for the Jews, and I said nothing. Well, who do they come for next? Well, remember, they're the little Satan, we're the great Satan. You take care of the little Satan first, and you kind of try it out, right? You know what I mean? See if you can, fool the great Satan. Well, you saw the rhetoric of the past, it's the same. Well, what is the main complaint now against Israel? The one that all the decent people, not the monsters, the decent, the compassionate people are making. They stole this land. They're occupiers. They're just, all these are good, just decent people that are just trying, that's all this is. They're just, okay, sure, they cut through the fence and went underneath the fence and they didn't stop and everything, but they're just good, decent people with compassion. That argument kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? What's the argument on our southern border right now? Well, they're occupiers. They stole the land from Mexico. And they're just good, decent people that are here. You think those might be related? No, and I'm a hate monger for even saying that. I want to show you what's happening here in America today. I want to show you how these two things are connected. And I want to show you, because it's amazing, if you know about history, if you've actually read history, you can see what the people said back then. And this is from the New York Times. Hitler explains himself. Oh, does he, the New York Times? Yeah. I'll see if there's any parallels to today next.